The Nuggets and Trailblazers, their second time meeting up, this time in the Mile High. Can the Nuggets get revenge? Let's find out. You're watching CS 105.1, where I talk about sports with good vibes. Let's get it. How's it going, everyone, and welcome. I'm CS Chandler, here for another take of Nuggets basketball. So the Nuggets were taking on the Portland Trailblazers tonight. Their first of two home games stand against the Trailblazers. One will be tonight, and the other one will be on Wednesday. Tonight, Michael Porter Jr. remained out with his hamstring issue, as did Brody, and then Peyton Watson out with his knee inflammation or knee injury. So we still don't have those three, but however, we did have Jamal Murray and Aaron Gordon were both ready to play tonight. The lineup was the same as the last game. Nikola Jokić, Jamal Murray, Christian Braun, Aaron Gordon, and Julian Strawther. The Nuggets were in their white jerseys. They seem to love so much, They've been wearing those a lot this season, so they wore those ones once again. The Trailblazers were rocking their black jerseys, and the Nuggets, let's say it, gotta win. They're going streaking, everyone. Amazing win. Final score 147-117. That's how you do it, Nuggets Nation. That's what was supposed to happen in December. We finally got back to the way we're supposed to do things now. So Nuggets got to win, and let's dive right into this game here. First quarter, Portland controlled the tip. And after a series of offensive rebounds, finally they got the first points of the game. Aaron quickly responded with a dunk on the other end with the Nuggets' first bucket. Jamal Murray intercepted a pass, setting up Christian Braun for a layup in a lead. AG kept the defense pressure with a steal of his own, kicking it over to Jokić, who gets fouled on the layup and knocks down both free throws. Simons, however, answers back with a three to cut the lead to 1, but Jokić responds back with his own 3 to put him back up to 4. Awesome play, and that first quarter was just magnificent from the Nuggets. It was a lot of steals, a lot of lockdown defense that they haven't been doing lately, and they really locked it in, despite the fact that the opening play was not great. After that, they kind of hit the ground and then ran. CB picks off another pass, talking about running, finishes on the fast break to put the Nuggets lead to 8, forcing Portland to take the first timeout of the game. Shortly after that, Jokić then backed up into the corner, and I'm kidding you not, buries an insane corner 3, everyone. Like, if you haven't seen it, go look this up. This is amazing. And not only that, the fact that he put it up over DeAndre Ayton, who is not a short guy. He is a very good defender, and he just kind of stepped back. He had nowhere else to go. Like, one more step, and he would have been out of bounds. Instead, he kind of repossessions himself, and then just right in the corner over Cash. Like, it was just nothing but net. So amazing. Like, the accuracy of Jokić is just insane, the way that he is putting up amazing buckets right now. And he actually would then go on twice to put up amazing buckets that both should have been and ones from the arc, and they weren't. So and that would actually build up a kind of a tension throughout this game. So he buries this amazing 3. The Trailblazers managed to beat the buzzer with the amazing 3 of their own, but the Nuggets still win the first quarter 38-27. Second quarter, the Nuggets opened the second quarter without Jokić as per usual, and this time around they opted for DJ once again to be the backup 5. Mr. Nugget gets things started by knocking down a 3. Let's go, Aaron Gordon. DJ follows up by drowning a foul on a dunk attempted, hitting one of 2 free throws to push the Nuggets to first to 50. However, the Nuggets' struggles defending the three-point line show up once again as Avdija drills a 3 cutting the lead to 9 and prompting Malone to call a timeout of his own, because they did not at all. There was actually several times where it was uncontested threes for the Portland Trailblazers, and they just sank these threes. Many from actually Baton, who was really driving Nuggets Nation insane tonight. So, but Jokić checks back in at the 6:46 mark and immediately makes an impact, drawing a foul on Klingon and converting the and one to stretch the lead back to 12. CB actually then goes to the rim on a fast break and tries to power up toward the rim, but then gets called for a charging foul. And you would have thought that Malone would have challenged it, because it was a stupid call to begin with. The defender leans in, so that's already right there. That's a missed call right there. But they didn't challenge it, and instead the Nuggets went cold defensively. Or offensively, I should say. Murray finally breaks that drought, though, with a 3, and then Jokić follows up with a layup, pushing the lead back to 13 and giving him 21 points in the first half. The Nuggets take the second quarter 32-28 and head into the halftime up 70-55. The third quarter started the Nuggets open with the third quarter with a turnover and on a foul on Avila, sending him to the line, where he makes 1 of 2 for the first points of the half. Another turnover follows, but Nuggets catch a break, grabbing the rebound and drawing a foul in transition. Julian Strawther then finally gets the Nuggets on the board in the third quarter with a layup. Frustration, though, really started to boil down because Malone and Jokić both get teed up after a missed call on Jokić. He completely got hacked at the baseline, and yet nothing. The refs just let them play, and of course it led to a turnover then. And so Jokić probably has more turnovers than he really should have because of these bad calls from the refs. The refs were just not having it, and they were just flat out horrible officiating. This was probably one of the worst officiating games of the entire season. It was just horrible. That's all I have to say for it. It was just horrible. So they don't call it on Jokić, and mind you, he had already tried to get fouls twice, not getting called. There was one that legitimately he gets fouled as he's going up for the shooting motion, and then he actually made the bucket, and yet they called it a side out of bounds. I don't understand that. I need someone to make that make sense, because it doesn't make sense. It was just absurd. So once again, this was the third time him trying to get a foul call, and they didn't call it, and instead Malone and Murray both get teed up. And of course, Simons is the one who makes the buckets. I feel like he's really trying hard to make an enemy of the Nuggets Nation right now. And he makes both technical buckets. And then the fishing struggles continue. Well, actually, they continue because they call a out of bounds call on Jokić and force Malone to then use a challenge, which then they look at it and they see that it was actually off of Portland. Like, why did we need to even use a challenge on that? You should have been doing your job and seeing that Jokić wasn't the one who tipped it out. That was clearly off of Klingon. And so they won that successfully. And they didn't stop there. The officiating struggles continued as Simons, not joking here, he shoves Jokić into the Portland bench. He shoves him, and there was no call. And then on the other end, Jokić gets called for a charge. It was insane. Like, the refs calling this game, I don't know what was going on in their heads. They need to be investigated, because that was just horrible officiating. That was one of the worst officiatings of a Nuggets game I have seen this entire season. I will say it again, a little bit more with Murray then responds, though, by drawing an offensive foul of his own and then converting the tough and one with a circus shot, an amazing circus shot. that he makes Portland pay for. It was so amazing. Like, if you haven't seen this one either, go look this up because it's amazing. Like, Murray, it's just shades of the 2023 Murray and the bubble Murray of him getting up these amazing shots. And I feel like he gets off at maybe like a handful of trick shots every season. Like, I remember there was one last season where we were facing the Kings, and I think it was on Ellis. Ellis fouled him, and he was bent over, and yet he still threw it up, and it still managed to make it in for an and one. Murray's amazing, an insane player. Jokić finally gets a whistle, though, with a deep 2, converting the and one. And then Jalen Pickett, who was phenomenal tonight, once again, he is really getting amazing. And I love it because, one, it's showing that the Nuggets have assets to trade, and it's also showing that we have depth. So he drains a 3 to push the Nuggets first to 100. And then followed by that, Zeke Naji has an amazing play with a steal and then a reverse layup to extend the lead to 21. The Nuggets win the third quarter 42-37. 42-37. Let's go Nuggets. Fourth quarter starts. The Portland Trailblazers open with a trip to the line once again, sinking both free throws. Jamal Murray, though, responds immediately, getting the bucket plus the foul. So Portland started off trying to do that. They weren't successful because Batten isn't as good as he thinks he is, and Jamal Murray made him pay for it. On the other end, gets the bucket and the and one. But tension started to rise because of this, and Murray gets into it with Batten, and this leads to a double tech. If you remember, he already got a tech in the third quarter, so this was his second tech, which means that he was ejected from the game. It was so stupid. The refs were so soft on this. Like, I don't know why they had to throw techs at them. It wasn't like they were getting close to throwing fists or anything. Like, they were just saying some words, sharing some words with each other. Like, let them play. It was just stupid. And then the fact that Batten didn't even really get penalized for it at all. I mean, I know he got one tech on it, but there was no repercussions of that at all. It was only Murray who saw it. It was just stupid. So he was the first Nugget of the season to get ejected from a game this season. If you remember last season, like, Jokić got ejected several times. Malone got ejected several times. I think Murray got ejected several times. So it was he was the first one this season. And this is pretty late in the season, if you ask me, to get ejected. But finally it happened. So he got ejected. And then, undeterred, though, Zeke Naji drains a 3 to push the lead to 23. The Nuggets stay hot with Jalen Pickett running circles around the defenders at the baseline before finishing at the rim with a layup. It was so awesome. This is like my third favorite play of the night. It was funny. It was really funny to watch the Portland Trail Blazers try to keep up with Jalen Pickett. That was just amazing. 2, it was just funny how Jalen Pickett was totally like leading them on like a goose hunt. It was just like duck, duck, goose, and he was just running around the defenders, literally in the circle until they got tired and dizzy, and then put him up for a layup. It was it was something else. It was really nice to see Jalen Pickett be schooling the Trailblazers. So Julian Strawther, after that, picks off a pass and finds Christian Braun for the reverse layup, stretching the lead to 29 and forcing the Trailblazers to call a timeout, which gave Malone the chance to sub in his reserves. Now, if you remember, the last couple of games that the reserves have played, they have not played very well at all. Like, horrendous. Not tonight. Tonight, they finally kept the lead. They actually got it up a little bit, but it came back then down to a 29-point win, as you can tell by the final score. So they kept that momentum, and the Nuggets did win the fourth, 34-25, and they won again. Final score 146-117. Won all 4 quarters. Now we're on to something. Let's go Nuggets. 7-game winning streak. We're going to get into stats right after this. As a cinematographer, photographer, and now a podcaster, I do believe lighting is everything. And if you're serious about creating dynamic content, you need to check out Nanlite. They're all about precision and control. Whether it's soft, natural lighting or vibrant colors, Nanlite gives you full flexibility to set the mood for any scene. From compact LEDs to powerful softboxes, Nanlite has light solutions that fit every setup. It's ideal for photographers, like myself, videographers, like myself, and creators who want to pro-grade quality right out on their fingertips. With Nanlite, you're lighting like a pro every time. And we're back. All right, so stats. We have Christian Braun, who played 37 minutes. And let me see here real quick. Yep, he played the most amount of minutes tonight of all the Nuggets, 37 minutes. Actually, kind of technically 37 and a half minutes. He made 26 points, 6 rebounds, 2 assists, 1 block, 12 for 14 from field goals, and 85%. Amazing. 2 for 2 from free throw. And then 1 turnover, 2 personal fouls. He was a plus 34. Let's go Browntown, man. Now, Mr. Nugget, Aaron Gordon there, 24 minutes, 9 points, 2 rebounds, 7 assists, 1 steal, 3 for 5 from field, 1 for 1 from 3, 2 for 2 in free throws, 0 turnovers, and 1 personal foul was a plus 19. Had really good defense tonight. Nikola Jokić played 30 minutes, did not play the fourth quarter at all. I'm sure he's very appreciative of that. But as a Nuggets fan, we always love to see him play as much as we can, and especially to try to get another triple-double. But he still had himself a monster game. So 30 minutes, 40 points, should have had 50, 7 rebounds, 8 assists, 3 steals, 1 block, 15 for 22 from field, 2 for 7 in 3, 8 for 8 in free throws, 5 turnovers. I wouldn't count 5 turnovers. He had 3 turnovers. Like 2 of those were completely bad calls that led to turnovers. They shouldn't have been turnovers, but we continue. He had 2 personal fouls, and he was a plus 22. Julian Strawther played 34 minutes tonight, had 18 points. Once again, keeping it consistent. Love to see it. 4 rebounds, 3 assists, 1 steal, 8 for 14 from field, 2 for 6 from 3. He had 0 turnovers, 4 personal fouls, was a plus 15. Jamal Murray played 28 minutes tonight. Unfortunately, should have played more and should have gotten more points because the refs totally had it out for him. But he had 17 points, 2 rebounds, 8 assists, 2 steals, 7 for 10 from field, 1 for 2 from 3, 2 for 3 in free throws because he actually missed a technical that he should have made because they gave it was a defensive 3-second defensive tech foul that he missed. So 1 turnover, 4 personal fouls, and then he was a plus 22. And then bench-wise, we had Jalen Pickett, 14 points off the bench, 9 assists, 2 steals, played 29 minutes. He had 1 for 4 and 3, 1 for 1 in free throws. He had 0 turnovers, 0 personal fouls, was a plus 22. Zeke Naji played 18 minutes. In his 18 minutes, he made 11 points, 5 rebounds, 1 steal. He had a couple assists himself, 3 of them. He was 4 from 5 from field. Only 1 missed shot. 80% for Zeke Naji. 100% from 3. 100% from free throws, made 2 out of 2. And then he had 0 turnovers as well. And then 3 personal fouls, was a plus 11. And then another awesome stat here is just to see the growth is Trey Alexander, who played 4 minutes tonight. He played some of that recycled garbage minutes tonight. And in that, he made 4 points. He had 4 rebounds as well. So he was 2 for 4 in field. Just great to see that. And then, Who else? Oh, PJ Hall had a dunk. That was awesome too. So, doing the little things that kept the Nuggets lead there rather than losing it. So that's awesome. Now, overall stats, we had 38 rebounds to their 33. We had 44 assists to their 25. We had 12 steals to their 4. 12 steals, that's amazing. 2 blocks to their 4. We had 65% from field. They shot 45. We shot 32 from 3. They shot 40%. We shot 90% from free throws. They shot 84%. And then we had 8 turnovers. They had 16. So they doubled us in turnovers. It was just one thing that you don't want to be the most in. So good for us. And then 23 personal fouls to their 20. So already there you can see that it was kind of a biased game there for the refs, but couldn't hold the Nuggets down. Nuggets still got a win. Let's go Nuggets. We're going to get into big takeaways after this. Hey everyone, let's talk sound quality. Imagine having pro-level audio that's easy to set up, flexible, and sounds incredible. That's the Rode PodMic USB. It's got both USB and XLR connections, so whether you're recording solo at home or in a full studio setup, you're covered. And get this, the built-in DSP effects let you adjust the sound with zero lag. You get that deep, smooth broadcast tone right out of the box. It's versatile, powerful, and basically makes your voice sound like pure gold. And we're back. All right, so big takeaways. My biggest takeaway tonight, or at least one of them, is that the Nuggets are playing like a unit right now and finding ways to get wins despite the challenges in front of them. They are not a fully healthy team. They have several key players out, and yet they continue to find ways to win. Now, most of it is due to Jokić. I will say that. We all know that. Leading the team, but Jamal has been playing at a high level. Christian Brown has been playing at a high level. Strother has been finally playing at a more consistently high level. And now we have Jalen Pickett and Zeke Naji both playing well. The Nuggets are gaining depth within their roster, and it's just a great time to watch them. Get on board. If you're not on board, get on board. Watch the Nuggets, man. They're amazing to watch right now. But let's go back real quick to Jokić for a minute. 47-8. Should have had a 50-point game tonight. Let's just say that again. Should have been a 50-point game, if not for the blindness of the refs. Jokić is outplaying every team. He might get outplayed from time to time in a play or two, but if you keep watching, you will see him respond with an amazing play, whether it is a step-back 3 from deep or an amazing and one skyhook. Or it doesn't even have to be scoring, really. It's also those no-look passes and fake-outs, the spins, the steals. Jokić is doing it on both ends of the court. He is truly amazing, and he makes his entire team better because of it. It's just amazing to be watching him. Like, if you haven't been watching Jokić, please do yourself a favor. Watch some Jokić, man. He is amazing. And even better if you get a chance to see him in person. What does this win do for the Nuggets? So, as I said before, we now are on a 7-game winning streak, which, fun fact for you, I should say, this is the longest winning streak in the Malone era. 7-game winning streak. That's amazing. I'm going to say that's amazing as many times as possible this episode. I don't care, because it was all amazing. The Nuggets are amazing. All the Nuggets are good. So right now, we are now on a 7-game winning streak. We have the longest winning streak in the Western Conference. Let me check real quick. If is it in the entire league? Oh, wow. We are the longest running winning streak in the entire league. Let's go Nuggets. Awesome to see. So we are still in the 3rd spot. We are a game behind Memphis right now, because they took a loss the last, I think, a day or two ago. I forget who it was to, but they lost. I think it was to the Celtics. So we are a 7-game winning streak right now. Hopefully we can bring it to 8. Wednesday's going to be a difficult game because they're going to definitely come back and fight hard. They're not going to be the same team that we saw tonight. They didn't play very well at all tonight, so they are going to be hungry for a win. They are now on a 2-game losing streak. Hopefully we bring it to a 3-game losing streak to them. We are now sitting at 35-19. Literally a game behind Memphis right now. We are nipping at their heels. But nipping at our heels right now are the Lakers. Still with a 32-19, we still are tied with them in the loss column. They are right behind us with a 6-game winning streak. OKC also has a 6-game winning streak. They won again tonight, but that was also playing a very beaten up and bad New Orleans Pelicans, so that was an easy win for them. We are also now, I believe, in the 5th seed of the entire league. Let me see here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Well, we're on the 6th seed. So we are tied in games behind with the Knicks, but they are just like a point percentage above us. And that's mainly because of they have one less loss than we do, but we have one more win than they do. So if the Knicks lose again and we continue winning, then we're definitely going to take over that 5th seed spot of the league and move into there. And then who knows, maybe we can get that 3rd seed in the East or in the West and then move into the 4th seed in the league. Taking over Memphis. So a lot can happen now, and as I said before, a lot can bring it. Like one little small mistake can bring us straight down, and the good capitalize can bring you up. So, and then plus the Lakers are, as much as I cannot stand the Lakers, they are playing at a high level right now. They got it fixed a little bit. Whatever was going wrong with them earlier on, they're now playing very well. And they're only getting better now with Luka's first Lakers game tonight. He played well as usual, as usually Luka does play. It was really, really weird to see him in a gold jersey. I just can't get used to it now. Maybe the white jersey will be better, or the black and purple jersey will be better, but I just cannot stand seeing Luka Doncic in a gold jersey. That just is really sad, but let's keep it on a high note, get back to Nuggets, right? Nuggets got a win, and now a 7-game winning streak. So what are the next games? Next game, again, like I said before, is the Trailblazers on Wednesday. And then after that, we go into the All-Star break, and we'll be back with our first game against the Hornets, who will actually be coming off. I think they play on a back-to-back, if I'm not mistaken. I believe they come back on Tuesday facing the Lakers on Tuesday, and then they fly to Denver to face us on Wednesday. So not an easy road trip for them. And then after that, we face the Lakers shortly after that. So they travel to us. So we'll have a 2 home game stand after the break. And then I'd like to also, once again, remind everyone, I'm going to go live this Saturday from the All-Star practice game. It starts at 10:30 on Pacific time. So, change your keep that in mind when you look at the clock and everything. 10:30 Pacific time, I'm going to go live. You'll get to see a lot of the stuff that's going on there, and hopefully I'll get to see a couple of the awesome trick shots that they like to put up during those practice games. So, but that's pretty much all I got for this episode. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please give it a like and subscribe. Share it out to your friends and family. And you've been listening to CS 105.1, where I talk about sports with good vibes. We'll catch you later.